So welcome to the little whiteboard session. So I want to talk about today transcending the body. Now, make sure this is okay. Transcending the body, what does that mean? First of all, this planet, guys, or this planned net, it's like the internet and it's been planned, or the Ethernet, right? Or the internet, as in what's going on inside of you. How connected are you to your source, to the source? See, I said we're not going to do etymology, but I guess it kind of pops up. As long as you're using words, it's going to come out. It's going to happen. And you know what? We could get it. Yeah, we could go into that. So the reason language is so important, my friends, is because language, first of all, language is sound. Every spoken word is a thought. I have to have a thought before a word comes out. Words are spoken thoughts. Words are spoken thoughts. Words are spoken thoughts. When you have no thoughts, it's a lot easier to be silent. Somebody's talking all the time, babbling on and on, right? People love to babble on and on and on in Babylon, right? Or the Tower of Babel, Babylonia. Now, what happened at the Tower of Babel? The Nephilim, or the Rephaim, whatever you want to call them, the fallen angels. Now, I don't know the biblical scripture, quote verbatim, quote word for word is what I meant to say, but basically these beings came to, and it's written in all the canonized, non-canonized texts, and it's something I know in my heart to be true. Look at what you're studying right now. There's only so much you can consciously know. You can read every single book about golf or soccer, but all it's going to do is it's going to weigh you down. You're going to be, you're going to be this dude, you're going to be carrying 85 books. How do I know? Because I've done it. And what are they? They're going to just keep. You can't read every book. You can't listen to every song. You cannot watch every video on YouTube. You can't do it. Go ahead and try. I tried. You can't do it. Because if you're chasing knowledge, chasing knowledge is kind of like a soap. It's kind of like trying to grab a bar of soap. You ever try to grab a bar of soap? Right? You're chasing knowledge. It's going to keep slipping out of your hands. The more you chase it, the faster it runs from you. The more you chase knowledge, the more quickly it escapes. So you can go for book knowledge, or you can go for heart knowledge. You will always have heart knowledge. You will forget about book knowledge. It will last a little bit. But again, it is important to study something like etymology, right? Which is the study of words, the study of the true origin of words. Why is this important? This isn't important so that you can know every single word and impress your friends. So you can go around wearing your etymology belt, so to speak, and say, hey, look, I studied, I know every word now. I'm powerful. And that's not the reason we study etymology or anything. The reason you study the piano, you learn the basics of the instrument, you learn the basics of words and how they form language, what they actually mean, what the roots actually mean. Not the connotative meanings that we have in English. Because again, English, if truth is here, say this is the first language, again, what happened at the Tower of Babel? In Babylon, these half gods, demigods, all the why do you think all the ancient religions and cultures have, you know, like 85 different gods, or the gods of Mount Olympus and the Greek? There's always many gods. See, here's the thing, there's only one God with a big G, but there's many little gods with a little g, little demigods, which means half God, half mortal, right? Why do you see all these movies with superhumans? They got half divine, half mortal. I think Harry Potter calls them mudbloods. Or no, I don't know. Anyway, all these movies, they're trying to tell you something. There's something going on. There's something going on. Whether you're aware of it or not, again, it depends who's watching the movie. Your level of consciousness will dictate what you get out of this video, out of reading the Bible, out of an interaction with your wife or your kids. Your level of consciousness, the higher level of consciousness you have, the more information you can take out of it. If I'm listening to a song and I have a higher, again, higher isn't better, it just means you're further along. It just means you've passed that test, right? Because if you're in third grade, and again, this doesn't mean better or worse, we're all equal. If you're in third grade, you got to pass a test, right? But if I'm in seventh grade, I've already passed third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. I passed those tests. I'm taking another test. Because let's be real, this universe, our life, is a big test. Don't believe me? Fine. But just look at your life. Your life, you are constantly testing yourself. The universe, again, you are the universe. The universe, now uni means one, verse is a song. But verse actually comes from the Latin root meaning to turn, right? It's one thing that turns. Universe. But the universe really is a university. It's a school. And this is just one class, maybe. But class doesn't end. You can exit this video now and you think class is over, but you know, class just started again. You can't run from learning. You could try to, but what happens when you do that is you're going to keep running into the same wall again and again when you're not listening to the message coming in. Again, how do I know that? How can I even talk about this stuff? Because I'm an idiot. And I mess up all the time. And I know about it. You know, I know about it. Do you know about it? I hope you know about it. You know, the wisest men, the greatest teachers are the greatest students. The wisest men are the dumbest, are the greatest fools. You could just use paradoxical statements like that all day and I'm sure you'll sound super smart. But anyway, so again, as I was saying, the reason language, because again, this is the age, this is the langu age. You see, words, a word is really a bunch of little words. One word is literally a bunch of little words. A song is a bunch of little songs, right? Universe, one verse. One verse in a song. Are you living out the same song over and over again in your life? Are you ever heard a song that just keeps repeating the same thing over and over again? Didn't you want to change the channel or the track on the CD or whatever you were listening to? Don't you get bored of listening to the same repetitive thing? See, a little repetition is nice, right? Because this universe is a geometric universe. It works in spirals. Again, look at your belly button. Look at your ears. Look at the eye of a hurricane. Look at the plants. Even your thought patterns, everything physical in this universe is governed, physical and non-physical, in this creation, in this cosmos. Again, cosmos meaning harmonious arrangement. What is a harmonious arrangement? Is a composition. Composition is a song. To compose. This is a big... Who's the conductor here? Did you think you were the great conductor in this life? You think you're in charge of the song? No, you're a note. You're one little note. You ever seen a score of music, a music sheet? You are one note. I am another note. Some notes work well together. They create harmony. Others create disharmony. So again, as I was saying, this universe works in a spiral. Everything. Even your thought, even your life tends to spiral around and around. Maybe it's getting higher, right? Your DNA, what's your DNA? Your DNA is a ladder. Jacob's ladder. Jacobo. It's a spiral. And symbolically what the spiral means is it's like climbing a staircase. What's the point of a staircase? To just look pretty? The point of a staircase is to climb the stairs. The word progress, the word progress literally means, gress means to step. Pro means in front of. It's to put one foot in front of the other and to step. You're ascending through your own DNA, through straightening out your DNA. The words I'm saying right now, more importantly, you know, I've found that, again, the more I've gotten into words, again, the purpose of getting into the piano, you learn how to play the piano, like I was saying earlier, or anything you're doing right now, or you learn how to paint, you learn the basics so that you can break the rules. You learn about etymology, or the language. Language is the age of language. Language is just confusion. It's taking silence and dissipating it. But again, the DNA needs to be straightened. My words are having an effect on you. More importantly, this is what I was going to say, is my energy. This is an energetic interaction. It's just pooping out of a physical, body. Somebody like Jesus or Yahushua or all these, spiritual leaders, whoever you want to look at, they led by example. Their words were powerful, yes, but it was their energy that taught. Your energy is what teaches, not your words. You can put this video on mute right now and you could just observe my gestures and what I do and how I feel to you, how I feel to look at. That might teach you just as much as you actually listening to me. So the reason words are so important, guys, is this cosmos, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So again, what is a word? A word is a spoken thought. Right? You have a thought long enough, and you speak it into a word. What is a thought? A thought is an EMP. We'll use that for short. Electromagnetic pulse, which is just another word for frequency, vibration, wave. There's a frequency, becomes a thought, becomes a word. Now a word, if you put a few words together, right? I am beautiful. That's a great thing to repeat to yourself over and over again when you wake up in the morning. I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. I love everything I have. I love where I'm going. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See how those words feel? You, my friend. I may not know you, but we are all beautiful. So the important thing is the energy behind these words. Again, you learn about etymology so you can get rid of words. Because if you see how we're progressing as a humanity, one of the things that's going to happen now, and hopefully a message like this becomes popular enough and seen by enough people to see that language is the biggest joke on this planet. It is the single easiest way to trap a human being. We've been trapped by language. You ever read the terms and conditions on something before you agree to it? You know, they have a long ad. They know nobody's going to read that. You just click it, okay. Um, but this is important, guys. Again, look at law. What is law? Law is word. Law is just a bunch of words. Statutes, regulations. These words apply to a word or to a corporation. Did you know that you're a corporation? You're a company? Corporation, corp coming from body. Your body has been turned into a corporation. How? By words. What's your name? Show me your passport. What's your name? You have a name. You have an ID, an identity. This word in Latin means I. And funny enough, it means ID, identification document now. You see the way language comes. You can learn a lot about the thought processes of humanity and how it's been manipulated by looking at how the words have changed over time. Because again, if you have the initial language of truth, you have truth, it eventually degenerates. I just zoomed in a bit so you can see what's going on. If you're playing a game of telephone, I don't know if you guys know this game. This is a game where people get into a circle, and I love it because this is such a good example. People get into a circle, right? A group of friends, you know, usually in a big group, and I say the word, you know, banana to the person next to me, and then that person, but I whisper it, right, so that nobody else hears. I go banana. Now this person hears banana, passes it on to this person, boom, boom, boom. Eventually, somebody is going to think banana, and they're going to think I said, you know, bonus, or bonanza, which is another word. So I started with banana. Banana eventually becomes, you know, bonus, which becomes bogus somehow, right? I'm just making stuff up. And then bogus eventually comes, you know, focus. So you went from banana, and a few people, a few generations, right? Because you're just taking this as an example of what's happened over the generations, or over the rations, or rations, which is a percentage. Because again, generation is gene ration. To generate, right? Generate means to create, or Genesis, right? The book of Genesis. Genesis, all these words have the same word in it, and that is the word gene. Why? Because the book of Genesis is a book of genes. The Bible is all these books have to do with the body, carbon, genes. It's really a book, but again, it depends who's what. You ever seen a kids movie that you saw as a kid and then you saw it as an adult, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed all that when I was a kid. You saw stuff, you're like, wow, that's, you know, they put in some perverted humor, perverse humor, or you know, adult content that you as a kid you wouldn't have understand. Or if you're watching it with your daughter or whoever, they don't, but you see it and you're like, oh wow, that's messed up. See, the Bible is the same thing. Your level of consciousness dictates what you are able to glean, what you can absorb from something, from this video, from a movie. So again, the Bible, there are people that read it literally, which is okay, you can do that too, but there's deeper, it's a multi-layered cake, right? The best cakes have many layers. It's not just one thing, is, you know, so how deeply are you able to understand? How deeply are you able to over, under, and understand a thing like the Bible? Or anything, or the world, or yourself, really. But all of this leads back to self-love and understanding. How well do you understand yourself? This much? That much? Right? Again, you don't... I understand that people enjoy, you know, watching my videos or what I do. I enjoy too. Sometimes I listen to my voice and I start falling asleep. I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool. But you don't need to hear this from me. I'm just reminding you. I am just helping you regene or regenerate yourself. The Bible is a book of regeneration. Hopefully my words, see my DNA, I've begun to regene or regenerate myself, which means, again, regene means to gene, re means again. New genes. I'm gening myself again, generating again. It's a new genesis, regenesis. So if I'm at a regenerative frequency, and then I come across, an energy that is more disharmonious, we're going to balance each other out. You're going to find a middle ground. It's like if I, come and then there's a baby, we have to find a middle ground in order to communicate. Or if you're speaking to your grandmother, right? You have to find a middle ground. This is why your best friends are your frequency friends, because you don't have to shift your energy to speak to them. You can just say a few words, and because you're on the same wavelength, they're getting everything you're saying. You don't have to go down to talk to them, and you don't have to come up, because that's uncomfortable for too long. It's like trying to breathe underwater. How long can you hold your breath? How long can you lower your frequency to speak to somebody of a lower frequency? And again, lower, higher, it doesn't mean better or worse. I used to think that, and then I learned a big lesson, and I learn every day. Are you? So these words are important, because if you're getting the wrong word, in the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God. So creation came from sound. Sound. What are you doing with your mouth is a very important question to ask. What have you said today? Listen to what you're saying to people. You might think it's somebody else you're talking to, but it's a reflection of you. Listen to the things you're constantly saying. What are you giving power? Do you know that your words... This is important, I think. Your words, my friend, create your worlds. Your words create your worlds. Words equal worlds. Words equal worlds. If you say... Words also create whirls. A whirl is like whirlwind. It's an energetic sphere. It's a turbulence. It's like a chakra, spinning energy, vortex. They create whirls. Word cuts deeper than swords. Because again, what is a sword? A sword is an S word. See, it's in the word. Sword is S word. Your words are stronger than swords. Did you know that? You could cut me with a knife. I might bleed a bit, but I'll be okay. I'll be okay. But if you say something to somebody, 15 years later, they might still remember what you said. These words, again, how do I know? I've heard things. I've also said things I wish I hadn't said. But we can live in the now, and we can transmute that by transmuting ourselves, by regenerating our DNA. How do you regenerate your DNA? Like this. You need the proper word, first of all. You need the proper... How do you know if it's the proper word? You'll feel it. You'll feel it if you're sensitive. How do you regene yourself? Oxygen, which is oxygenes. Nitrogen, again, nitrogenes. And hydrogen, or hydrogen. You need to be getting the proper hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen. Why do you think... Now, I know you've seen chemtrails. We've all seen those. Why do you think that's happened? Why do you think there's fluoride in the water? Why do you think the music that is playing on most of the radio stations is garbage? Hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you like it. Some stuff I like, it's okay. But a lot of it, a lot of the most mainstream stuff, did you know that instruments, when they come out of the factory, are tuned to 440 hertz? If you go and buy a piano at the store today, or a guitar, or a trumpet, it's going to be tuned to 440 hertz. That is the factory, that's what's happening. Did you know that 440 hertz is a disharmonious frequency and actually harms you at a cellular level? Did you know that instruments used to be tuned to 432 hertz and it was deliberately changed? You know that this is one of the solfeggio frequencies? Again, don't believe a word I'm telling you. Go look this up when you go home or wherever you are. Type in on YouTube 432 hertz or type this in. This is one of the 9, I believe it's 9, solfeggios. Solfeggio. The solfeggio frequency to heal your soul. Anytime you see the word SOL, as in the sun, el sol, or solar system, right? Or solar plexus, or the soles of your feet, right? The bottoms of your feet. This word means soul. Or how about this one? You guys have all seen this. King Solomon. Solomon really means soul of man. Solomon means soul of man. Anytime you see the word SOL, soul, your sun, the sun is intimately connected to your soul in this planet, in this process of incarnating here, but that's not the topic of this video. So if you are hearing the wrong word, if you are listening to the wrong music, again, why are these disharmonious? Why is somebody like Lil Wayne so popular? Justin Bieber, or all these rappers, and what are they talking about? They're talking about sex, money, weed. They're all talking about the same stuff. You watch the music videos, a bunch of girls shaking their ass. Do you think this is accidental? Do you know that if you're promoting this often, these things are like downloads. Each and every one of your bodies, each and every one of you is a computer. Okay, again, as I was saying, the camera cut out. But we're the same. You got to get the latest updates. You got to download the JavaScript, the Windows update, right? Windows 10. If you're not right, this is part of the downloading process too. We're helping each other. We're passing on downloads that we're receiving from source, from our own searching. Because if you don't have the proper downloads, your body-mind is not going to function the way it's supposed to. It's just not. You're going to be missing vital links and information that can help you. So if you're getting the wrong word, because again, we're talking about words, right? Which your words create your worlds. But here's something very interesting. Words create sentences. I sentence you to jail, to prison, right? Sentences. There's a lot of power in words because they create sentences. You can sentence someone to death, literally and figuratively. Sentence. Sentences, this is something I realized the other day. Again, you can play with words like this. Sometimes just adding in a letter, taking one out, flipping them around. Because again, English is a backwards language. English is the language of Ben Light. That's probably another video. But anyway, sentences create sentiences. Create sentience. If you don't know what sentience means, it means this prefix or this base, this root actually means to feel, scent, like sentiment, sentimental. This means to feel. Sentience means awareness, consciousness, the ability to feel and perceive. So the word, which is sound, sound creates sentences, creates sentience, consciousness. So if you're getting the wrong sound, the wrong words, yeah, fuck bitches, get money, blah, blah, blah. If you're getting this crap, guess what? Guess what's going to happen? Because again, sentences make chapters, right? In a book, chapters make books. Your DNA, do you know what your DNA is? Your DNA is letters, and letters make words. DNA is, I forget what they stand for, but it's A, T, C, G. They're paired like that. Your entire string of DNA is this, just like a computer is ones and zeros in different combinations. Your DNA is A, T, C, G in infinite complexity. Ad infinitum, just goes on. You know, you have a different, the only thing separating me from you is the arrangement of these letters in your body, in our bodies, in the hologram. You know, you got 011, I got 001, 0000111. It's just little differences like this. So if I can give you the wrong words, this is going to scramble your alphabet. Instead of helping heal your DNA, I'm basically screwing up your DNA. Now again, what does it mean to screw something up? Right? To take a screw, you're screwing it up. So a being that is in harmony, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, has to come spiritually first. You can try to just physically balance yours, but it's not going to last. Spiritually, you have to find the peace and the knowing, the calm, the silence, from which can emanate harmonious words. You have to be comfortable, let me say, you have to be comfortable in silence in order to speak harmonious words. If you're not comfortable in silence, your words will have no power. If you cannot handle silence, when you finally open your mouth, you're probably not going to have much to say. You ever been with somebody that you could just feel their thoughts coming at you because they weren't quiet, they couldn't sit still where they were and enjoy themselves, just enjoy that they are alive? Well, I know, sometimes it happens to me too. I'm thinking, what am I going to do next? How am I going to, I got to talk to them, I got to finish the book, I got to do this. So a being that is in harmony, a being that can handle silence, can then issue the appropriate words. Harmonious energy equals harmonious words, equals harmonious music. Right? This is scientifically proven. They put plants, in a room. They put them playing with, and everybody knows this experiment. They put, plants in one room playing punk rock music all day, and the other room playing classical, Beethoven and Mozart. Guess which ones died and which ones flourished? Punk rock plants died. The classical music, they were beautiful. They were dancing along to that. They grew beautifully. You can try it too. Go live in a crowded, congested city where you hear traffic all day in the background. It's going to mess you up. Slowly, at the cellular level. The enemy on this planet gets you at the cellular level. They move past the surface. The surface is baby work. If I really want to get you, I'm going to get you down at the deepest level. Your DNA. Because your DNA, your words create your worlds. Your DNA is words. It's letters. It's a series of letters. Your DNA dictates your life. Any issues you have in your life, guess where they come from? your words are messed up. You ever try to read a book and you kept reading the same sentence over and over again with the same paragraph? It was, you just kept reading it for some reason. It wasn't sinking in, or you just couldn't make sense. This will happen in your life. Your DNA is, again, it's going to hit like a firewall, just like the computer program. And it's going to keep, because your DNA is messed up. So you got to regenerate your DNA. So how do you do that? You need to get the proper sound. You need to spend more time in nature. Nature has the proper sound. Don't you find it funny that humans need singing lessons but birds don't? I think that's funny. Humans need singing lessons but birds do not. Frogs do not. Even pigs. You can appreciate a cow's moo. The sounds of the natural, of the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the trees, the wind. Nobody needs to teach them because they haven't been as effed with as we have. Do you know that the healthy human being... Now, I'm not saying that everybody's Celine Dion or Andrea Bocelli. That's not what I'm saying. You can't just bust out and say, oh, I got the word, and you become the best opera singer. No. Again, some people are more gifted than others. Maybe you're not even interested in singing. But the healthy human being, because your body is your instrument. You have a voice box. You have a heartbeat. You're a musical being. You have a beat, a heartbeat. You got an eardrum. You have organs inside you that all respond at different frequencies, specific frequencies. What is an organ? A musical organ. Right? So if these musical organs are out of tune, you're going to be out of tune. Your voice box is going to process a distorted harmony, and it's going to infect everybody around you, especially yourself, but also others. So you're not only harming yourself with disharmony. If you're in a disharmonious state, you harm everything around you. Is it your fault? If you choose to be ignorant, if somebody puts the truth in front of you and you turn away, then it's your fault. Then, because see, if you have the truth and then you're not living it, if you know about something and you're not acting it out, it's twice as bad as if you didn't know about it. Because if I tell you, hey, go this way, take my friend who's blind, please guide him to the restaurant. But if you know that he's blind and you take him to the brothel instead, to the whorehouse, just an example. See, you knew, that makes it twice as bad. If you know something and you're not applying it in your life, it's going to hurt you more than if you didn't know about it, is what I'm trying to say. So, we need the proper word. And then to be able to identify harmony, to be around water in a fountain, in a river. This is sound. Don't just think language as in words. This is sound. If you're around the wrong sound, you're going to be creating the wrong words. Your DNA is going to be scrambled up like chicken noodle soup, like scrambled eggs, but nobody's going to want to eat them. So, the sound is very important. The words you use are very important. We didn't delve too much into the manipulation of language today, but I hope this gives you an idea of the things I can talk about. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. It would be my honor. So, blessings or blissings to you, my friends, and hope to see you.